another episode of the cryptocurrency Ethfinex podcast. We're still working on our name. Today with us, Jeffrey Huang from Mithril and the Lip app. Jeffrey, welcome.
Thank you, Chris. Thanks for having me.
Fantastic, Jeffrey. So maybe we can start with just a little bit of your background and how that led to kind of the world of cryptocurrencies.
Okay. So I'm from the entertainment business out here in Asia. I've been doing it for over 25 years. Music, movies, TV. I've been an artist myself. I also manage and produce artists. And from there, of course, I'm pretty old, so it got into the internet thing, which killed the music industry kind of. And then the last 10 years, the social media game came on. You basically, you need your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or for China's Weibo, Sina Weibo. With the social media, basically, I'm used to getting royalties for my IP, for my songwriting. If I wrote songs or lyrics, it's like 25 years later, I still get the royalties on those songs. Or movies that I produced or directed, I'm getting royalties on those, or the TV shows. But all my personal content, like my pictures and videos that I post on Instagram and Facebook, I give away to the platform for free. And I mean, it was kind of an okay exchange of goods. Like, I give you my content and your platform allows me to promote to my fans and whatnot. But, once Facebook went public, they started putting a boost button next to my post. They started messing around with my algorithm.
Right.
Basically, you post something, your fans can't see it, or your friends can't see it either. And kind of got tired of that. And I thought now would be a good time to take a shot at them.
Fantastic. Is Mithril your kind of first endeavor into the cryptocurrency space? Did you you mentioned that you're coming from the entertainment industry. Had you had cryptocurrency experience before?
So, okay, well, I missed a chunk of it. So that's the beginning of my career. So afterwards, I had a bottle service club for about 4 or 5 years. I had a dating app for about 2 years. And then I moved into live streaming. So live streaming like a Periscope or Facebook Live, but with virtual gifting. That's currently more of an Asia live streaming business model. They do have something similar stateside or on the Western side, which would be more like Twitch, where you're gaming and you get donations or you get subscribers. Yeah, so I got into live streaming. Before this, during the internet, like I said, I'm really old. So around the internet boom, the .com era, yeah, I got into it. I did a startup. We did localization. So basically, if you had a U.S. website, we would translate it into Taiwanese, Korean, or Japanese for you. But so cryptocurrency, I heard about Bitcoin a few years back, a couple times. I never got into it. I heard about it. I was a non-believer.
Right. Last
year, I came by my live streaming company, and 40, 50 of my engineers, they looked sick. And I thought it was flu or maybe SARS is back or some epidemic hit the company because everybody looks sick. I go, what's wrong? And they're like, oh, Ethereum's down. And I was like, oh, Ethereum, what kind of virus is that? They're like, oh, no, it's not. It's the cryptocurrency. I'm like, oh, like Bitcoin? They're like, yeah, I like Bitcoin. And they described it to me, the smart contracts, what it could do, and it got me interested. So I started doing my research, as in I opened a Ethfinex account. I sent some money in through Kraken, actually, because it doesn't accept fiat, right? Just started learning the ropes and then following everybody on Twitter, the Bitcoin Cash versus Bitcoin war, the centralized Ripple, and just learning. I was thinking, well, this whole blockchain thing is upending the financial sector for fundraising, because I've done fundraising in the past, and it's definitely better with cryptocurrencies. And I was thinking, okay, so I'm kind of sick and tired of the social media current platforms and games, and I don't like how they are treating us as product or selling my information on the internet or whatnot, right? And I was like, maybe I could find an angle where I use cryptocurrencies and social media or social network type platforms, combine the two to take over the current major players.
One question I like to ask people on these interviews is, you obviously very entrepreneurial. If blockchain or cryptocurrency didn't come along, what do you think that you'd be doing right now?
I would probably be retired.
Okay.
I got a fairly successful live streaming ET app, and we still have I got a Tinder of Asia pack tour dating app. I got some businesses that are doing pretty well, and I would be done. I was done last year. Actually, I took a break. I was at the McGregor and Floyd Mayweather fight, and I was just chilling, thinking about cryptocurrency. That's the funny thing. So I was in Vegas, crap table or the baccarat table. I was never looking at the dice or my cards. I was just looking at the cryptocurrency prices go up and down for like 24 hours, right? 7 days a week. There's like no stopping. There's not like a stock market. And, I struggled for about 4 or 5 months thinking about if I should go ahead with the project or not. During that time, I was writing my white paper. And yeah, I just felt like, hey, with a new technology, now might be a good chance to do something in the social network, social media platform area that could do something about this problem that I felt kind of like taken advantage of for like 5-6 years, So finally, I decided I want to go for it. Plus, I had a chance to meet with Vitalik and kind of like talk to him. He inspired me too. Man. He's a young kid, 23 years, kicking ass, and I was like, man, he inspired me to decide to put everything into it.
Fantastic. It sounds like Mithril, the Lip app, is a passion project for you.
It is a passion project for me, for sure. Like people ask me, oh, so how much revenue are you guys making? I'm like, man, I'm not making no revenue. They're like, oh, how much profit? I'm like, I'm not making no profit. I'm going to try to change the world or do something. I already did that with like my live streaming app or like dating apps. And like, I just want to punch social networks in the face, right? Like, I just don't like how we're posting our content. I was thinking to myself this, for the average user, I post my pictures, my photos, my friends and families come check it out. It generates some ad revenue. I get a little rev share. Maybe with that money, I can pay my Spotify, subscription, or maybe I can pay for, Netflix subscription with that extra side money, right?
Right.
And then the whole culture of cryptocurrencies, right? Centralization versus decentralization, right? I'm like, well, I'm going to decentralize all that royalty going to the major networks, right? Instagram or Facebook, and then decentralize into everybody's pockets. So that's kind of like the mission.
Fantastic. For anyone listening that might not know, maybe, a 30-second recap of Mithril and the Lip app. You guys are a social media platform that rewards for content. Any kind of other kind of high-level ideas that you want to communicate to people that are maybe just coming to Mithril?
Basically, personal content. It's the only type of content that's not being rewarded. What is personal content? It's your photo of your dog, your food, your selfies, videos, just like short story videos of, you and your friends, or maybe like the beach, or just, you're feeling real emo, you want to talk some shit, about the game, about a concert you went to, whatever. Like all this personal content that you take a picture, or even actually, I believe in Twitter, the little tweets that you're putting out is content too. And it shouldn't be taken by the platform. It should be shared among the content providers, right? Sure, the platform needs to pay the server costs or whatnot, or employees and everything, but it could be rev shared, just like YouTube does it. Another inspiration is Steemit, right? Steemit is rewarding content. You put content, you earn a little bit of steam. So that's what we're doing. Except for Steemit, I see them as like a medium, or more like more text-based content, whereas we're doing more social, like Instagram. So, I think of ourselves as a crypto Instagram.
At Ethfinex, we're not fully decentralized yet. We're moving towards decentralization. Where are you guys on the kind of decentralized kind of spectrum? Like what portion of what you're doing is decentralized, and how might that kind of change in the future? Might that become more decentralized?
So we're supposedly hybrid, right? But the only part that's decentralized right now is the token, right? The Mithril token. It's basically, once you get it, it's out there, right? If once you have your token, we can't take it from you. We can't, whatever. It's yours, right? So the token is decentralized. Now, on the, of course, it's decentralized versus how good the service is, right? Because right now it's not scalable. Just the blockchain is not scalable, very, very scalable. That's why there's going to be Plasma. There's going to be the Lightning Network. There's all this, like, people working on Raiden. They're working on these like different solutions for scalability, and those other younger but hot coins like Silica, or the ones that are promising faster transactions than Ethereum, right? They're not there yet, but like I said, we're not opposed to using one of these services. Let's say for storage of the content, right? Maybe like BlueZell, or because I go to blockchain events and meet these people. I ask them about their blockchain and what technology they're working on, and to see which solutions are already there or going to be there soon or whatnot. And definitely a lot of the Taiwanese kids are working at the Ethereum Foundation. I've met most of them, and I love them. They're young, and then they're passionate. They're doing the sharding, or they're working on the Plasma. I talk to them sometimes about like, hey, when can I store everybody's videos and photos on the blockchain, right? And they're like, a little ways off. Okay, so is it a rush? I don't know. Got to ask those other guys how rushed they are to decentralize everything, right?
Right.
But me personally, I think the key is right now is just the Mithril. It's the ERC20 token, and I can't complain. It's a great, Ethereum's doing a great job. The smart contract's great. It allowed me to create my own chain without having to have all these, master nodes and everybody like helping me keep track of the ledger, right? So it's fine. I mean, the ERC20 token will serve us until one day blockchain technology gets to that level of transaction speed. They can actually put a social network on it. I'm guessing the first thing that will be decentralized will be messaging. They already have it. I think there's a few chains out there, but it's a little slow maybe and not that scalable yet still. But I'm guessing, text back and forth can be decentralized pretty soon.
Fantastic. I was reading that, the content that's posted on the Lit app is uncontrolled and uncensored, which is, clearly a benefit for users in addition to being rewarded. But maybe you could talk a little bit about, are there any community kind of guidelines in terms of what content gets posted? How might that change in the future? Any kind of comment or insight into that?
So that's not true to say it's uncensored or whatnot. That's not true.
Okay.
So that's the part, like, the App Store and the Android Google Play Store, they actually have a bottleneck, and they're all centralized there too. Is that right now our content, like if you do anything like X-rated or whatever, it'll get banned, right? Or it'll get us banned if we don't ban it.
Right.
Of course, if you guys are doing one-to-one, right, messaging yourselves, that's like Snapchat or anything, right? You could do as dirty as you want. That's got nothing to do with us. So yes, on that sense, there's no censorship, and we're not monitoring your messages between each other. But there are places where you can post public stories, and there still is some censorship, right? But like I said, eventually, or maybe on the website, when we start testing these decentralized storage of content and things like that, definitely we want to try like no censoring, no way anybody can touch it once you put it up there, or it's your own content, it's your own prerogative. I'm like fully part of the crypto culture now, right? I want things decentralized. I want to fight the power. I don't want to be controlled, or I don't want to be monitored. I don't want to be like being watched, or you're controlling my view of the world, right? I don't really like that. So right now for the Lit, I guess the algorithm is chronological, so that you see things in order, and it's not like we have some kind of algorithm, sending you what we think you want to see. So this part is something that in social is still being experimented with, to find the right algorithm or the right type of format that is best fit for social media.
Maybe you could talk a little bit about the concept of social mining.
Okay. Oh, man, this part was one of the fun parts when we started, is because, like I said, I got into it and started studying everything. And so on the proof of work side, right, like the Bitcoin, right, you have a computer, it's helping, do these calculations so that it'll keep track of each block and the ledger and whatnot. And you do a proof of work, and then you mine a little bit of Bitcoin, right? And so social mining, same thing. You do a proof of work, which is you post. So this goes back to personal content. The second you take a picture, you've actually created value. It's sentimental value, right? You take a picture of your mom or your girlfriend or your wife, and then, or your kids, or an animal. Sentimental value is created. But the second you post it into the cloud, or you send it out on a social network over the internet for everybody to check out, your friends and family, now you're generating traffic. They're generating eyeballs. And that's where Instagram, Facebook made their money. They stick ads on it. They stick, it's like watching a TV show and they stick the ads on it. They make all their commercial money, but they're not paying for the TV show or the production or the cost. So the social mining is basically you post content, it gets views, it gets likes, it gets comments, and you socially mine, some Mithril, which is, crypto. And the fun part about it is that, I think it's fun, is that we are coming up. Like, people are asking us when they could withdraw it, because this is a beta right now. And before June, the end of June is the deadline, right? Q2, because we have a roadmap, and I want to make sure we hit the deadline. So before the end of June, our Mithril vault will be ready, which basically you'll see where your Mithril is stored on a wallet, decentralized, of course, like your own wallet, and you get to shift it. Like, you can shift it so you can turn the Mithril into Bitcoin or Mithril into Ethereum. In a sense, we've actually bridged your social content into becoming Bitcoin or Ethereum if you want, or keep it in Mithril, which I'd rather have you do. And for that part, aside from the social mining proof of work, we do have a proof of stake, our version of proof of stake, right? So currently, you know, like the Ethereum proof of stake is it's about like you have to have some Ethereum in order to mine it, right? So we're going to create a proof of stake that if you stake our Mithril, it'll increase your mining power. Because just like Bitcoin, the more you mine and the more scarce the Bitcoin gets, the harder it is to mine it, right? And so to counteract the mining difficulty of our social mining is that you stake the Mithril token, and then you can continue to mine it. Maybe like, let's say 1,000 views gets you 1 Mithril token. Well, maybe like half a year from now, a year from now, it's like 10,000 views to get 1 Mithril token because so many people are using it, or a lot of Mithril has been mined already. And so the proof of staking, like let's say if you have 100 tokens or 1,000 of the Mithril token, you stake it, you'll be able to mine it at like 1,000 views for a token or something like that.
Some companies in the blockchain space have raised venture capital, companies that have sold equity and also issued a token. Are you guys thinking about potentially raising venture capital? Is that something that would make sense for you guys? Any kind of thoughts on that model?
Mm-hmm. That's a very good question. Yeah, I've seen that happen. I'm wondering why. I mean, if you already did a raise, you got plenty of money. So it must be strategic, the VC money. But to be honest, VC money is a pain in the ass, and it's hard to get. Some VCs are not very good, as in they don't add that much value. It's like they didn't give you the money when you needed it, and then when you don't need it, then they want to give you money. So They're just trying to make money off you. It's kind of like the people that might be buying your tokens and flipping it instead of people that are hodlers or true believers. And I don't know. I'm not sure what other people are doing. Me personally, I don't really see it. No, I'm not raising capital from VCs for the project. No.
But maybe not specifically VCs, but just also the idea of selling, equity in an underlying company in addition to, the token, whether that's, a strategic player or some other.
Here's the funny thing. You might get me in a lot of trouble. You might get me, the SEC might come after me, or the U.S. government might get me in jail. So I'm going to say everything, but a disclaimer, right?
Okay.
Disclaimer. This is what if, right? We're going to put a what if.
Okay.
The way I see it is this, right? Right now, every token is trying to say that they're a utility token, right? And the SEC has come out, I don't know who in the SEC said, hey, every token's a friggin' security. Everyone I've looked at is a security. Okay. But the funny thing is, and I wrote about this before, I talking shit with my friends all day long about this stuff, is that what is a token? What is Bitcoin, right? And then the Twitter argues store value or a currency or whatnot. And I think tokens are cool like that. They can be programmed. They can change kind of like properties. So let's say it is a utility today, but what's to stop it from becoming a security token 5 years from now? So hypothetically, if the platform Lit and Mithril make tons of money, turn super profitable like Facebook is, and you made let's say $100 million in fiat, and you decided, hey, you can't split a dividend because the token's a utility token, right? But let's say you want to gift everybody that has a Mithril token, however many Mithril tokens you have, pro rata, I'm going to give out this dividend. Or not dividend, it's because it can't be a dividend because it's not a share in the company, right? Or it's not equity. So I just give it away as a gift then, I guess. So you got to pay gift tax, and you got to pay, when you receive it, you got to pay the gift tax. And does that mean the token is now a security, or is it still a utility? It's so the way I see it is when we talk about this, are you going to sell equity in something? Maybe when you did the ICO or when you did the private sale or whatever, you've already done a equity round. Yeah, I guess it depends on founder and who's running the show. I don't know, Chris.
Fair enough. For another kind of high level question is, where do you think that we are in the space? Different things I was reading this week. One indicator is that we're still really early. If you look at the kind of comparable evolution of the internet, this is 1994. But then on the other hand, you see something like Facebook putting together an exploratory blockchain cryptocurrency team. Where do you think we are in kind of the evolution of cryptocurrency and how, mainstream strategic players, mainstream financial players think about cryptocurrency and blockchain technology?
I think we're early, really early in this game. We're at Netscape or something. We don't even have the browser winner yet. We're really early in this game. So one thing I brought up already, and then this includes Ethfinex or Bitfinex, right? I don't think they'll list any token that's a security token right now, because that just kind of like tells the SEC to come check you out more, right? So they only list like utility and protocol tokens, right? I think most every exchange does that. There are exchanges that are out there like starting to say, hey, they're going to list security tokens or a security token specific exchange, right? And the other thing is like what I mean by early is like, and the good thing, right? This is the thing that I think, I always tell my friends or people around me that are asking me about cryptocurrency is, look, China took a shot at trying to shut it down. South Korea jumped on the bandwagon. U.S. has issued gangload subpoenas and gone after it too. A lot of people, and like Facebook blocked the ads, Google blocked the ads, Microsoft jumped on that bandwagon and said, hey, we're blocking ads for crypto, whatnot. It's gone through a lot of shit, and it's not dead, right? It's still going. I still hear people trying to write their white papers. There's people raising funds. There's people that are just hearing about it and dialing their wallet for the first time. It's early in the game, and it doesn't look like it's going away, right? Like it crashed pretty hard earlier in the year, and the people that didn't have any Bitcoin were all cheering, or anybody that didn't have any crypto was cheering and yay, ha, But as soon as it bounced, now they're like, damn, I guess it's not going away. I think it's very early. I mean, there's so many I was just not making fun, but I was kind of like talking about like Warren Buffett and that Munger guy, right?
Right.
Like they're saying this is rat poison, like baby brains, whatever, right? When I hear that stuff, I'm like, dude, again, I bring back the hypothetical. Today, if a very successful utility token started generating tons of profits, and the founder said, hey, these profits need to go back to the people that backed me up from day one, the people that gave me some private funds, gave me some funding to get this project off the ground. I feel grateful. Let me return some of this profit to you. Just like Binance burns tokens right now, right? You can look at that as a stock buyback, and they retire those or put that as treasury shares, or it goes back into the pot, right? So if there's a token that turned very profitable and was returned every quarter, was turning some of those profits and giving back to the token holders, the initial ones or the ones that are still holding their tokens, or if they were to burn those tokens or to retire them, kind of like a stock buyback, then the token would transform, into something that Warren Buffett loves, which is value stocks that pay dividends, right? It just falls right into their category of what they actually like. It just is a different form of it,
Fantastic. I and the team at Ethfinex are thinking about how do we kind of capture mindshare? How do we communicate the benefits of decentralized technology? You guys, it seems like there's a clear benefit for people relative to something like Facebook, because people are going to get rewarded for their content. How, I guess, from a high level, there's maybe not one clear answer to this, but how do you capture mindshare? How do you capture mindshare for people to come on board the Lit app?
The way I see it is the Lit app and Mithril is something very more palatable for the average user. They're used to using Instagram. They're like the kids these days, right? They're Snapchat and Instagram generation. They're not like, in my opinion, like Lit is going to be like a crypto social. So, like Facebook's already kind of old for your parents. And if you go even farther back, of course, there's MySpace and Friendster or whatever, right? But I think Lit is a social media, right? And kids will get it right away. They get it. Oh, take pictures, take videos, chat with my friends, whatnot. The difference is they're going to see, hey, they're social minded. They start seeing crypto in their wallet. But even wallets, I don't feel is going to be something different inside of IM, Instant Messenger or a social app, because if you look at WeChat, there's a wallet and you can pay for everything with it. So the path I'm trying to do is like WeChat, but with crypto instead of just normal fiat. Like I said earlier, we'll have the shift, the Mithril shift inside. It's pretty much like Shapeshift.io, where you can shift your tokens into whatever token you need. And basically, I think people will use what they're used to, or like what they're real familiar with, which is social, and they'll get a taste of crypto. We're like the gateway crypto. You try a little bit, and then you're going to fall in the rabbit hole, or you're going to transform into the crypto world. Like one day, people aren't going to need OTC desk and be exchanging Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatnot back into USD or renminbi or something, to just stay on the crypto side. Like I give you ETH, you give me ETH. I give you Bitcoin, you give me Bitcoin, and you just live off of your crypto. Or maybe the whole economy goes that way, and you won't need to go back to fiat. Fiat would be like gold standard back in the day for the US dollar. Actually, who knows, right? That's far away. But the way I see it is, yes, like even Ethfinex or Bitfinex, I think is not the general public. The general public, when I did level 2 trading, like day trading back in the day, right? And that's how I look at it when I log into like Bitfinex and Ethfinex, these kind of into the exchanges. It's for traders or it's for day traders. Now today, if I was just a normal average person, and even with the normal average, when they buy stocks, they go to their bank or their brokerage and just probably make a phone call still maybe, or go on the internet or on their app on their phone and push a couple buttons. But they're not looking at the charts. I don't think they're looking at the charts every day when they buy like a couple shares of Apple or a couple shares of whatever they buy, or their mutual funds. I don't really think they're looking at like charts. So somewhere there's got to be a more consumer product or a consumer-friendly, user-friendly product for them to just push a few buttons and store away their crypto or whatnot. I think there are people doing it out there. One of the wallets are doing it. They're doing something like that where you can kind of store away your crypto and earn some interest.
Fantastic. A couple more questions. Don't want to take up too much of your time, but I wonder how you kind of see all of the bad PR that Facebook has kind of recently received, and how, are you guys kind of seeing that as an opportunity to onboard new users, to kind of strategically position yourself as an alternative to Facebook?
I mean, I really want to thank my friends that were like, oh my God, the opportunity's here. Facebook, look at Mark, he's in trouble, fuck Facebook, delete Facebook. Look, Elon Musk deleted Facebook.
Right.
Here's your chance, and all the Mithril community that are backing us up are like, yeah, baby, yeah, do this. I really want to thank them, but just, I want to keep their expectations in check. Facebook is a multi-billion-dollar company with billions of users, and most people have already forgotten that they sold them out, like sold out all their data. They already forgot about it. They don't really care. They just, that's the balance I keep trying to find. Is like, we got to make sure we have 100% service level of like Snapchat, Instagram, whatnot, while trying to decentralize the platform. We cannot decentralize a platform and then provide a shitty service. No one will use it. Facebook provides a damn good service. So even if you don't give me my personal content rev share and you friggin' sell all my data and just take it and, abuse it, I'm still going to use Facebook. Like I almost hit the delete button on Facebook, like during that time, like, wow, Elon Musk did it, I'm going to do it. And I'm looking at my 140-some thousand followers. I'm like, it took me a long time to get those, and then, and you see all your friends on there. You're like, am I going to delete this thing? So once Lit gets up there and all my friends are on there, maybe I'm going to delete that shit. But, I definitely see an opportunity for, not to say a niche, but definitely I want to carve out our piece, right? And there are features that I don't talk about in the white paper because, I'm from the real world, not just the crypto world. I'm in the real world where my competitors are watching what I'm doing and they're going to try to copy everything I do. So I don't want to give them hints. I don't want to give them any time. Like, I want my lead time. If I'm ahead of the game, they can come learn after I built the product. And we do have product like that are a little more unique than what you see out there for, I don't care if it's shape shifting or if it's on the social side. We do have some stuff that will be a little bit unique, and maybe we can carve out our piece of the social pie and social crypto pie. And like I said, I respect what Steam is doing, but I think it's built by crypto tech people. And the reason why our ET live streaming is successful is because we're actually entertainment/tech people. And I think that's the same here too, is that we're entertainment, tech/crypto people now that are working on this project. And I think we have a chance to, make some noise and carve out our piece of the social pie. Yeah.
How many users do you guys currently have, and any kind of projection around where you see kind of user numbers going over, the next maybe year or 2 years?
Okay, so we're under 100,000 users. We're just, we just started with beta. I haven't put a single dollar into marketing yet. We have a really early adopter. We happen to be friends. Arsenic. It's a female-run new generation Playboy that they're really hot on Snapchat and Instagram. So they came over to, they're really early adopters of any kind of social media platform. So they're on Lit right now, checking it out. And it's only been 2 weeks into the partnership. And I'm really excited about the plans we have over the next 3 months with them. But I haven't brought any of my real celeb friends on board yet, or even our streamers, which we have like over 12,000 live streaming, like KOLs, like these influencers. Once we pour the marketing on, we'll get to 1 million users pretty fast, and we'll grow from there. Like right now, even in beta, every day they keep asking the same question in Telegram. It's driving me crazy. When can we withdraw the Mithril? And when can we use the wallet? And I'm like, man, so I'm banging on my engineers every day. I said, we better not miss that deadline, dude. They're going to call us out. That's the funny thing about crypto, and I think it's fun. I really believe that the community is unique, and it's really fun to argue with these trolls sometimes, and they'll get on us if we miss that Q2 deadline. But if Q2 comes through, you can withdraw the Mithril, you can stake the Mithril, you can shift the Mithril. I think they'll give us our props. I think it'll reflect in how much our community grows and whatnot. So I'm excited. Things are definitely not moving fast enough ever for anybody, especially for our token holders. Those guys are crazy. Like user base is small right now. We're beta. So I think you'll really see traction Q3, Q4.
You mentioned earlier issues around kind of scalability. There are some issues that are, inherent to Ethereum right now and in scalability. How do you kind of think about the current state of scalability? Would you potentially migrate to a different blockchain? Would you potentially create your own blockchain? How do you kind of think about that?
Man, I'm a big time believer in Ethereum. I'm fully vested or fully backed, if anything, on Vitalik. I'm like Vitalik's follower, supporter. I'm like, whenever people talk shit about him or when I talk shit about Ethereum, I'm like, hell no, fool. Like, your blockchain is like a chump, right? Don't even bring it close. Like, I'm from the real world, so you can claim all you want, right? Oh, I tested on my test servers. I got 1 million transactions a second. Yeah, go take it out in the real world, motherfucker. Find out what it's really like when you get out there, and then see if anybody will even adopt it. You got to market it after you build it. So you might have tech, you don't have marketing. You don't have community. You don't have a lot of things, right? And you think you got community because maybe someone has your tokens or a bunch of token holders are shilling your coin. But the truth is, Ethfinex is built for just ERC20, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So Bitfinex has got Ethereum's back too, or is on that platform. And for you guys to move the whole Ethfinex to another RC, whatever, letter in front of RC20 is or whatever, everybody just jumping on Ethereum's bandwagon. And I don't believe in any of those guys. They can try, but it'll be a while. Or prove it. Prove it before I back you up. I think words cheap, actions, speak way louder than words, and you gotta come hard, right? You gotta get everybody doing ICOs on your platform with your token, right? Or you need, and I'm not talking about shitty projects. You need to have legit projects using your token. I've been to I went to D Economy, and I saw a lot of pretenders. That's how I feel. Yeah.
Last kind of serious question, high level. Do you feel like, there's some talk about Ethereum potentially being classified as a security? How do you kind of think about that and the potential kind of implications into, the time that you're spending building out Mithril and the Lit app? How would that kind of affect you guys?
That'd be horrible.
Yeah.
That'd be horrible. I do a lot of lobbying in Taiwan with the government, and I know the government in Taiwan pretty well. I've had run-ins with them before, and I think laws like the securities laws, they need to update. They gotta go with the times. When someone wrote those laws for the securities laws, they never envisioned what we were going to be doing. With how complicated it could be with these smart contracts or with this new technology, and it just might not fit in any of these old school rules or law categories. You could it's a security. It's a security. Come on, the thing serves a lot of purpose, right? And there's people, including me, when I used to not believe in Bitcoin, it's what the hell is this for? Why should I believe in it? Yada, yada, yada. And I don't believe Ethereum's a security. I think it could have security properties for sure. It could be used to represent assets. It could be an asset itself. I've talked to a lot of friends that approach me and say, hey, how can I tokenize this? Or how can I use Ethereum smart contracts for this kind of business or that? And when I listen to it, it's it could, the Ethereum, in my opinion, somehow, somewhere, someone's going to be able to use it to help with music, right? Music rights are very messy. They're super messy, super archaic, super old school. So it wouldn't be a security, but it could be a song asset, right? Like the rights to a Beatles song, rights to a Michael Jackson song. could end up being on Ethereum, becoming an Ethereum token. And God, so let's say you took Michael Jackson's whole catalog, right, or the Beatles song catalog, and you tokenized it into Ethereum smart contract, saying, okay, there's 100 of these of these Beatles song rights tokens, right? That would actually be 100 shares of that token, right? So is it the equity? Yeah, I don't have the answer. I look at it every day and discuss it with my friends, but I definitely think that the government, any government or of whatever jurisdiction, needs to come up with new laws to classify cryptocurrency. And I don't think they should leave it alone, though. That's for sure. I don't think they should. I welcome regulation, because that will kill off the scams or the bad actors or the weak players, and then only the strong survive. And actually, for I think 90% of those people that are like investing in the cryptocurrencies or getting involved, they can't tell the difference between good or bad sometimes. So, I welcome regulation.
Fantastic. One final question. Who do you see as, in the crypto space, your biggest competitor?
Nobody. I feel sorry for everybody else now that I showed up on the scene. I mean, I'm here to win.
Fair enough.
I want to be humble and nice like Vitalik, but I'm not. I'm a nice guy. Actually, I'm a nice guy. Humble, I'm okay, not humble, but I'm definitely not here to fuck around. I wanna do good. It's legacy. It's a little vanity or whatever. But I want to do well. I'm competitive. Yeah, I mean, could you name somebody, and I'll try not to dog on them, but when I look at certain, okay, I got some people in mind, right? So one, that looks like a prepaid, like a gift card. That has nothing to do with anything, People try to compare with us. I'm like, dude, that don't have social mining. It doesn't have any. That's a money grab. It's funding because they couldn't get money from VCs or they couldn't IPO and get more money, and they're about out of money, so they jumped on the ICO bandwagon. I'm thinking of another one, and when I think about it, I'm like, okay, everything's great about it, but there's no real leadership. That's the crazy thing about Bitcoin. There's not really a management team. There's no board of directors. There's no CEO. But I love that. I love how the community is like, I don't want to buy a cryptocurrency with a CEO. I don't want to back up a crypto with a CEO. I was very careful about that too. I was like, yeah, I'm not the CEO of Mithril. I'm the founder, but Mithril doesn't have a CEO. It's a cryptocurrency. Why doesn't he a CEO? I agree with everybody else. And when I look at these other companies with CEOs, I'm like, okay, well, it's not that bad that they have this management force running it. But just like I said, Bitcoin, the rules are written really well. The whole properties, the token properties are done. Blockchain was with the tokens and the property, and the rules set or whatever. It's stuck at 21 million. Hard cap. Man, it's killing it. How's it doing that without anybody managing it? It just survives, right? This guy's a genius. And then with Vitalik and them, it's like, wow, the team, the Ethereum Foundation, they're making shit happen. But when I look at some of these other cryptos that might be what you call competitors to us, or they want to do stuff like us, I even see people that they need to change their white paper. I could look at it and tell them, hey, your shit's fucked. It's too incentivized. It's not social enough. You're trying to tell everybody, hey, tell your friends to jump on it. We're like an Amway product. There's multi-level marketing in there. There's new skin type of rules in there. That's not crypto. That's direct marketing. That's multi-level marketing. Those rules are not going to work for your social media. You're incentivizing the viewer and not the content producers. That doesn't work. That's like paying someone to watch Beyonce. It's like, why would I pay someone to watch Beyonce? Why would I pay an audience to watch a movie? So sometimes I see these social projects that are trying to do, and I'm like, dude, you guys are way off the mark. Well, that's fine with me. That's not my problem, right? But I'm trying to think of other social coins that I've seen or projects. They're not on the right track, in my opinion.
Fantastic. That's awesome. It's been a great conversation. Maybe you could just tell, listeners where they should go, your website, where they can find you online, your Twitter account, any of that other stuff that you want to direct them to.
Okay. If they want to know more about Mithril, it's MITH.io, MITH.io. If you guys want to social mine, which I suggest everybody should at least try it. Just try it. Lit.live. Go to www.lit.live, download the Lit app, and invite your friends and family, and everybody goes social mine a little bit together. And, the difference is you're doing Instagram, Facebook, except that you get to mine some crypto. It's fun. You don't gotta buy like a $1 million setup computers to mine this thing. You just need your cell phone, right? It's fun. It's kind of cool. And if you don't like it, just delete the app, right? But you can give it a shot. I think at the end of the day, yeah, I want to do my best. Try to change the world. I mean, that's a big claim. So I think for now, as I said, we want to carve out our niche in the social media ecosystem.
Great. Thank you so much, Jeffrey. We will